England v Denmark, Sterling central to nervy win? It's almost time for the one we've all been waiting for as England take on Denmark at Wembley for a place in the final. As a crushing wave of nerves ricochets from the stomach and out through every fiber of the body this morning, excitement and horror vying for brain space, let's first take stock of the legacy Gareth Southgate has already created, of the money already safely in the bank. Back-to-back tournament semi-finals for the first time, and 40% of all the semi-finals in England's history. That's the headline. But Southgate has done so much more than that. In 2016 there was a little schadenfreude in watching 2 decades of arrogance and self-righteousness, of toxic masculinity in its purest form, reach its zenith in a 2-1 defeat to Iceland. Supporting England felt like embracing the worst of jingoistic English exceptionalism, the worst this country has to offer. 5 years on and Southgate has detoxified England, finding a way to unite disparate fans in the midst of an unprecedented cultural divide. His success cannot be overstated. It began with a calming presence and a soft touch in 2018, Southgate achieving the remarkable feat of rebranding England as plucky underdogs, cutting through the English hubris and swaggering machismo to create a new, realistic, and upbeat ideal of an England team. That alone would put Southgate among the most influential of England's managers, but the steps he has taken since then are considerably more significant, boldly and eloquently standing up for his players in the fight for racial equality, repeatedly addressing social and political issues surrounding the team by proactively working to unite the nation behind his players, and creating an environment that appears to have severed the relationship between the mainstream right-wing media and the England camp's view of itself. This is not to sugarcoat the huge political and cultural divide of our time, or to gloss over the booing of the knee, the media attacks on Raheem Sterling, or the government's shameless stoking of culture war politics around the role of footballers in society. But the existence of these issues only accentuates the brilliance of what Southgate has done, how the small minority have largely been drowned out by the ecstatic majority, how wearing an England shirt or waving a St. George's flag no longer feels shameful or tinged with xenophobia. There is, for the first time in my life, an uncomplicated pride in supporting this team. Southgate's legacy is undoubtedly secured long after Euro 2020 is over, and regardless of the outcome tonight. Does that help your nerves? It helps mine. But then I think about the tactical battle ahead, how England are rightly favourites, how Denmark are an unknown entity, how Southgate has 100 options to choose from, and that delicate equilibrium comes crashing down. Denmark manager Kasper Hjulmand generally plays a 3-4-3 formation that can shift to a 4-3-3 when Andreas Christensen is moved forward into midfield, which was done in each of their last 2 games, to help solidify the middle of the pitch in the latter stages. They are tactically flexible and difficult to read, although in broad terms they play a direct attacking game with high pressing and a high defensive line. Denmark rank among the top 5 nations at Euro 2020 for ball progressions, attempted dribbles, and touches in the opposition penalty area. Certainly they are a more attacking team than England, who have been outshot 85-38. Perhaps fearful of underestimating Hjulmand's team, as most have to this point, Southgate is likely to be just as cautious as he was against Germany in the second round. It would make sense to mirror Denmark's formation with a 3-4-3 that can match them in all areas, sitting off a bit and aiming to nullify the opponent by refusing to give them space to drive into, by slowing the game to England's pace. There is an argument to be made for pushing right up and meeting Denmark high, but Southgate's conservatism suggests that won't happen. He will probably feel more comfortable, for example, in defending Denmark's left-back Joachim Mell, second most dribbles attempted at Euro 2020, third most ball progressions, 3 goal contributions, by picking right wing-back Kieran Trippier to get tight with Kyle Walker supporting behind. The problem with Christensen stepping out and Denmark's general directness is perhaps best addressed by slotting Bukayo Saka or Mason Mount into the front 3 and instructing that player to drop with the Chelsea defender, which would also help England take advantage of a key weakness. In the quarter-final, Czech Republic were able to outnumber Denmark's 2-man central midfield once they had evaded the first wave of the press, such as the expansiveness of Hjulmand's system, and Southgate's side should be able to do the same. Saka or Mount dropping into midfield will help provide a progressive pass from Declan Rice or Calvin Phillips into this understocked area of the pitch, as will Raheem Sterling coming infield in search of the ball. That's what he did against Germany after an uncomfortable opening 10 minutes for England, with Sterling's intelligent reading of the game helping his side gain some control in midfield. Once again, he will be Southgate's most important player. England's substitutes will no doubt play a vital role, assuming this is indeed a nervy and low-scoring contest, and Jack Grealish, Jadon Sancho, Phil Foden, Jude Bellingham, Jordan Henderson, and Mount is a frankly ridiculous array of talent to choose from. There's no point guessing who Southgate will use, because that will depend on the game state and the rhythm of the contest, but suffice to say against a talented tactician like Jolmond, the England manager's in-game changes will likely prove decisive. On balance, England have more talent in pretty much all areas and are rightly favourites, which obviously makes the whole thing all the more terrifying. But defeat would be no failure, and not just because Denmark are a strong team who deserve to go the distance. Southgate and his players cannot fail at this point. They have already given us lifelong memories, already brought relief and joy in this most difficult of years, and, above all, already changed the culture of England fandom to the extent that we support his team this summer with immense pride, win or lose. Bet Builder. Back England to win, 8/11ths, and under 2.5 goals, 8/13ths, at 3.02 odds correct at the time of publication. 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly. Visit begambleaware.org.